start recording. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Joy of Business Happy Hour with the Joy of Business team. So I am the creative producer of Joy of Business, and I have a whole plethora of our amazing team that I just actually like to introduce first. So first we have Emily Russell.
Hi everybody.
So Emily is our master marketing and social media and basically growing the outreach of Joy of Business. She's brilliant at that. And then I'm looking for the next person I can see. So the next person I can see is Sarah.
Hi.
So Sarah has kind of jumped on the team pretty recently, and she gets her fingers in absolutely everything. She's taking over the languages. She's working on our payments and logistics, and I adore her for that. I love her capacity to get in anywhere that she can. Next person I can see is Mariana, who is just finishing up one of our Joy of Business Tech internships. She has been brilliant on creative ideas and working on a few of the different websites that you might have seen launched, like Getting Out of Debt Joyfully. And I'm trying to see who else I can see. Maybe they're on the next page.
Marnie's on the back page.
Aha. So Marnie is sneaking on the back page, and she is Simone's assistant, and she is the one that has updated those brilliant Joy of Business manuals that you might have seen, and website copy and some of the emails, and she's been brilliant at that. And she's not going to say hi to us.
Hi, no, I am. Sorry. I was like, where's my mute? I have a house full of children, so I was running to find a quiet spot in the house. So here we are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't see, Mandy, I know you're here, but I think you're hiding.
I am hiding. I've just snuck off somewhere in a room to be away from everyone else, so I'm hiding at the moment.
Okay, so Mandy is our other Joy of Business Tech intern who's been awesomely helping on the Joy of Business website and helping create a whole bunch of different email campaigns that you should be seeing come out if you've ever taken the 101 or 102 class this year. Who else is hiding that I can't see on the Joy of Business team?
At this resort, there's what's called Bird Canyon, which is in the jungle.
Someone's talking about Bird Canyon.
And you are not on mute.
Sounds wonderful. We should all go.
I think they want to be part of the team. Yeah. They want to join the fun.
Exactly. Okay, I think you found her, Emily, whoever is going to Bird Canyon.
I tried.
Awesome. So here's the other thing that I want to talk about today is this is for you. This is for your business. Congratulations. You're no longer neglecting your business in the time of year that everyone is doing it. You've either been working really hard and then you're throwing it all off and it's time to shut down your computer. Don't look at that anymore. Or maybe you've been one of those people that's been using work to kind of slog through the holidays. And get a little bit more and a little bit further. Oh, and now I have a really great echo.
Yeah.
Not finding that person, but I think Emily is doing a great job at being on it. Thank you for that. And so now your business has gone, hey, I'm over here. Don't leave me behind. Take me with you. And that doesn't mean that you have to, you have to be all in your business or continue business as usual. It means that you can include it and that you can use this to create a time of creating something different. So now would be a wonderful time if you had any questions, if you could get anything out of this happy hour with Joy of Business, what would it be? And now everyone's muted.
Bonus if you say joy.
I have a question, Rebecca.
Go for it.
So I'm a little bit new to all the with my business, and the new one, it's a podcast, and it's really, really, really hungry. So it's asking for lots and lots and lots of things that are not. Just how do I navigate
That's really bad.
Yeah, I don't think that's me.
It's not.
There we go.
Yes,
yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, because my house is kind of quiet. I have kitties and children, but they're quiet. I don't know why. Yeah, so just when my business starts asking for lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of growth and expansion, like it kind of like is starting to, like I get a little bit lost in that. So what are some tools that could help me kind of like direct it? And that, I don't know if that's appropriate, but that's my question.
Yeah, I just wondered if anyone in the team wanted to jump in with something quickly here first. I realized that I've been talking a lot.
Well,
I'll
first
jump in. What? Oh, go ahead.
well, this is not, Marnie, you can go, but you said that you don't know if your question's appropriate. So all the points of view you have about speaking the right access language or asking the right business question, can we destroy it and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Online short spoilers and beyonds. There is no dumb question. And the more you use your actual words to ask the question, the more we can tell what's going on in your world and your business. You try to like make it the correct, perfect access language, then it's harder to get to what's actually going on. So there is no right way to ask a question. So please, that's such a gift. And then Marnie, go ahead.
No, that's really true. But I was going to say one of the things that I love to run is what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be out of control, out of definition, out of limitation, out of linearity, out of concentricities for all eternity. And everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and uncreate, right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Because when things start to get big, then there's like this control thing that wants to kick in. Because what if it's too big for me to manage all the pieces, or, you know, so to, and then we want to go back into the limiting it. So what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to go beyond all of the definition, all of the limitation, all of the control, and let it actually become what it would like to be? And like,
I love that.
right. And knowing in the midst of all of that, that you can have, even if you don't, it seems like it's bigger than you can control, you have awareness of everything that's going on, and that's enough.
Nice.
And one of the brilliant questions that in a recent, I think it was on the CF call that Simone was facilitating the other day. And one of my favorite questions that she asked, you can ask your business and your creations, is what energy can I be to create with you? So like talking to your business or your class and asking what else you can be to create with you, at like to your talking to your class like that, or your business or your creation or whatever you're creating. And I love that question. Because your business maybe is growing up like huge, right? And so what energy can you be to create with it, you know, and not making it right or wrong, and just having fun with it, and asking what else you can be is a really fun one too.
Yeah, and when you said right there, I don't know if that was just me doing it right. Like, oh my gosh, I felt this huge need to do everything exactly right. So I'm gonna let go of that. That was a big one, but you triggered it accidentally, I think. But
Cool.
thank you.
No,
Thank
it's
you,
cool.
Rebecca.
It's cool that you say that, because I was actually, a lot of the brilliant team made these videos for Put the Fun Back in Business, and I didn't make one. I kept thinking about making one, but I never actually made one. But I was pondering it yesterday, and I was like, so what is, for me, what's some of the thing that takes the fun out of business, where it's serious and it's hard and it's whatever? And what came up was the lie of perfection. Is that exactly what you just said? This perfection lie that I have to get it right. I can't get it wrong. I've got to know all the answers. And if you want to take the fun out of business, like that does it in a hurry, right? But there's this coffee shop that I love to go to work from here. And it's so funny. I was just eavesdropping the other day, listening to this business conversations, because it's the place where a lot of people come to meet for business meetings. And all of the conversations, it's like everyone's so stoic, and they're so afraid of saying the wrong thing, and they're so afraid of getting asked a question they don't know the answer to. And I was like, how much different would it be if we could let go of the lie of perfection and show up with the vulnerability of us just as we are, with here's what's up, here's where I am, here's what I know, here's what I have questions about, and just create from that space rather than the perfection, which doesn't even exist actually. So a lot more freedom.
I love that. So as Emily said earlier, there is no dumb question. There is no wrong question. So I wonder, like, who else has a question that they would love to join business team's insight on? And if you're talking and we can't hear you, you could be on mute.
And I don't know who that weird sound is.
I can't see who that is either, but someone is. Oh, Svetlana has her hand up, so let me unmute her. Svetlana, you're unmuted now. I can't see who she is, so I don't know. I don't know who she is.
Hey,
But,
Rebecca.
yes.
The other thing I want to add here is, so the definition that we use in business and the joy of business is that business is your life and your life is your business. So also everywhere we think that because we're not entrepreneurs or maybe we don't have a business that we can't apply or use these tools. So if you started treating your business as that which just, occupies your time and that you're doing and it's your living and your life and creating your life, you can actually use these tools to apply it to that too. So it's like when Erica was asking about the expansion of her business, I apply it to the expansion of my life. And I actually just use those tools, like I ask my life, what energy can I be to create with you? So you can apply this everywhere. You can have your business be a part of your life, just everything there. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to mention that in case that's up for anybody.
And that is one of the sneaky things about the Joy Business tools and the Access tools. Like you start using them on one area and they slowly stretch their way across into every single other area of your life. Like as your business gets greater, your life gets greater. As your life gets greater, your body gets greater. Like if your finances gets better, your business gets better. Like it's all connected. And it's one of those things that's a great joy to see. Like as you continue to expand one area of your life, the rest of it just comes with you too. And everything that doesn't allow that for you in 2017, can we destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, papako, nature, its ways and meons. So I don't believe that Erica is the only person that wanted to come on this call and ask a question. In fact, I refuse to believe it. So if you have
Although I can ask questions for an hour.
I know that you can.
I was thinking maybe other people would have. The other thing I was going to say, Rebecca, is if people don't feel like unmuting, there's a chat function, and it's sometimes easier to type your question to chat. Is that going to work? Because that might help people feel a little more comfortable asking.
It could. Apart from that, I can't see the chat box on my screen. I don't know if any of the Joy Business team can, but I definitely do not see that feature available for me.
Okay.
How does it get any better
It's
than
Evelyn.
that? Hey,
Hi,
Evelyn.
can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I'm curious about systems. My business has been growing, and I get that I require systems sort of in the back end, like client management systems. And I wonder if you could speak about that, and then I can ask more specific questions if that's helpful.
Great. Well, I mean, you have the perfect people on the Zoom for you. I would just like to start that you have to pick a system that's going to end up working for you. Like if you don't like the look of it, or if it takes too long to load on your computer, or it doesn't think the way that you do, or you feel like it has too many steps, you're never going to use it. So the first things for me when I look for creating a system is what do I need it to create? And then at all the different softwares that I might look at to do that, or the different ways that we create it, if it doesn't match what I would like it to create or what I'd like the system to create, then I don't even go there. Just scrap it completely. Does that give you a starting point for this? Because I'm thinking we do have a more specific question that we can bring on some of our expert team members about creating systems.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going down this, what feels like a little bit of a rabbit hole, and it's been on a conversation I've been having for a couple of years, and getting that it's not where my joy is and where my primary gifting is. And I get that I'm really good in the chaos. And so I do have somebody that started to look through the system. And she's come up with Insightly. And so we're starting to look at that and put in the information. And so I don't know if I have a more specific question. I mean, the specific question is, has anyone used Insightly? Do they have any recommendations around that? And just managing the enormity of diverse communications, especially emails and follow-up. So I'll get people contacting me from around the world, and then it's all just in my email. So I've got thousands of emails. So it's organizing that bit in terms of flow of communication.
Well, I haven't actually used it, but I'm looking it up right now, and it looks pretty cool. Has anyone else on here used Insightly? I'm guessing by the response that you're pioneering a new market, Evelyn, which is awesome. So what if you instead here used your capacities and started looking at, okay, so what do I actually know about this software? The thing that I've found with using different technologies in business is for humanoids, it's much better if you kind of do that kind of man job of like, I don't need the instructions and I can figure this out, and start talking directly to the software energetically and asking it what it knows, and then what do you know, and then following your knowing and your awareness of where to go and what to create and what to click, rather than whatever the instruction manual says. And then get your education on it, but start with that direct communication, because then you'll find ways to manipulate and make it create something different and something special and something that will work for you in ways that no one else has even imagined, because you were talking directly to it.
And Rebecca, I would add to like what you just said, like take the time, like all these new software apps, they all have little, usually now, tutorial videos to kind of show you around. And it's so helpful, even if you think you're going to have your assistant do it or someone else do it, like to take the time and watch the few videos, because otherwise, like we're just looking at switching over a lot of Joy of Business stuff and Access stuff to Asana, or Asana, or however you want to say it, a different system. And before you watch the videos, or you know what you're doing, like there's so much resistance to, oh my God, I don't like, even humanoids like are like, I don't want to start something new, or it seems like I have to start over. And if you just take a little bit of time to watch the few videos so you're comfortable, even if you're not going to be the one doing it, even if it's your assistant, so you're just comfortable with the system and you get that it works, so like kind of what you were saying, the way you were thinking, it makes it so much easier, and you can really get a feel of if it works for you, and you kind of get rid of that resistance to starting something new, or using a different system, or switching over from what you've been doing.
Both of you are brilliant. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I never actually thought to talk directly to the technology, and I'm like, oh my God, that is so light and fun. And then I'm really curious, you said Asana, is that what you said? Is it A-S-A-N-A? And
yeah,
is that what Joy of Business is?
Asana, yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I just saw that another one of our team members is on, Peggy's who is one of my favorite email girls, and one of the reasons she's one of my favorite people in the world is she does customer service, which I am not the best at, but she finds the most beautiful ways to talk to people to help them with their issues. So I just wanted to introduce Peggy and have her say hi.
Hi. Yeah, sorry I'm late. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're on too. Cool. Someone else had a question, I think, and now I don't know who it was.
I had kind of a contribution to the last one.
Sure.
Well, one of the things I've been looking at is, what is the client's experience of working with me? So I've been looking at where we think about like, what are the work we have to do? But I was kind of unhappy with some of the steps, you know, in my book publishing house. So as I was doing a new business, it was a great opportunity in the podcast to say, what steps does a client take working with me, and then what's their experience of working with me like? And then I write things down, like step 1, they have to do this. Step 1, I give them that. Step 3, and that way I can sort of automate things, or add in software, or add in plugins to my WordPress, or think of ways of crinkling it and like testing it. But I kind of go out from not just how's my life every day, but then what's it like to work with me? I'm really interested in 2017 in having a much different way because Rebecca, you know, working with me, it's a little bit haphazard. I mean, sometimes we hit it beautiful, but you know, every once in a while I might disappear for 6 or 7 months or something like that. So, so I'm like, how could it be different than that? And that's kind of one of the things I'm looking at, is not just my experience, but also, can I chat with like the future clients and say, what would that be like to play with me? And what steps is it? And then how can I lead them to have it be good? Like, how can I have them give me the information so it goes easier, like the right email, Skype, whatever. So those are some thoughts I've been having lately. I don't know if that's a contribution, but that showed up for me to share.
Thanks, Erica. And one of the things that I want to add with this is that whatever you are creating in your business, like, what if you didn't judge yourself? What if you didn't make yourself wrong? We actually had a brilliant example of Mariana came up with the idea that we could do a video each day and leading up to this happy hour, and then some of us did it, and then some of us didn't, and then some of us didn't late, and some of us freaked out. And went, oh my God, I don't think I want to do a video. And instead of making ourselves wrong, we all like got really vulnerable with each other. And it created, like, I mean, I have a girl crush on every single member of this team anyway. Like, I do. I have, and I always have, and I think you're amazing. And this was like the biggest pile of gratitude that I think we'd ever had for our entire team. It was like Christmas came in the form of gratitude for us all. And just like the ability to be vulnerable and to not make ourselves wrong when we don't create exactly what we thought we were going to, just between us was such a gift, and it's already created something different that I can see in the way that we're all working together. And so I wonder, what gratitude and what vulnerability and what creativity can you all simultaneously be with your people in your team, with yourself, with your clients, with your potential clients? And what can you create in the world when your business is coming across from a totally different energy? Because people notice the energy of your business. They may notice that you have what they're looking for, or that you're selling them something they should have, or that this is something that will help them. But really, people are going off the energy. They're going off that, that's what I've been looking for. That's the thing that I've been doing. So I wonder, when's the last time that everyone has actually done the energy exercise, or if, as Gary Douglas hates it, the energy ball exercise. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I think we should all do it right now. Does that sound great?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So from all over the world, pull in massive amounts of energy right in front of you, all over the universe. What would you like your business to be like in the coming year, in the future? What would you, I hate just doing things for the next year, because your future goes on for so much longer than that. So for the next foreseeable future, like, pull in the different elements to your business. Do you require, would you like more staff? Would you like a different creative energy? How much profit would you like to be creating? More fun? Do you want your business to be more mobile, business done where, or to have a great office? Like, what are those different elements that you would like to create in your business? And keep on pulling more energy. And I know you guys can pull more like that. You know, suck in a planet.
And can I say too, when you come up with a number that you'd love your business, like your life, to create in your life, at least double it. And just get the energy of that for a little bit. So no, even if you think then double that number and get the energy of that a little bit. And then now, like 10 times the number you just came up with. And just let that sit in your energy, like, and pull energy into that. And what would it be like if you were creating that, and just see what feels lighter? Because we usually come up with a number, and then it's really fun to play with doubling it and then 10 times it, and just seeing from there, pulling energy into that number and what else is possible from that space, and just see what feels lighter for you. And
or more exciting. Okay, cool. And now start trickling out energy, just a little bit of energy, to everyone that's looking for you and doesn't know it yet. so they can recognize it. And then I think we can just finish with the 4, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, a very pragmatic, simple access tool that is creating for your future. So we're just going to explode out on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. I have like no thoughts in my head anymore. It's pretty much space. Does anyone have any questions about that exercise or something that they'd like to add?
I do that energy ball exercise every day. Variation of it every day. And it's creating a lot for my business. I started a meetup and pull energy for people to join, and they are. I have 6 people that are going to be attending my Out of the Box next year.
Nice.
And I got through meetup, and I know it's all from doing the energy pull, and I ask questions every day, and it's like brushing my teeth. And I just love these tools. It's creating so much for me, and my life is changing so much. So if anyone's new to this, just do it. Be like the Nike commercial. Just do it. It works.
And Janice, thank you for that, because I mean, that's what we mean when we say putting the fun back in business. Like doing the energy ball exercises, pulling energy, doing the 1, 2, 3, 4s, the 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's fun. Like what I've always known is that there is magic here, and my reality is magic. So it's like that's where you start adding it in and incorporating it everywhere in your life and your living, and creating from the ease of it. Like, how easy is it to create from an energy ball exercise versus like the hustle and the effort and the sweat, blood, and tears? Like,
oh my God, trying to do business the way this reality does business is, the conventional way is so hard.
Yeah.
It's all mental, trying to figure things out, and it's boring. It's too much effort.
Yeah, so it's like, why not make it easy for yourself? Like, how easy and how fun can you make your business in 2017? Like,
what a bad question.
Terrible.
And I know whenever I do that, when I do the energy ball too, like I love to after that, because like you said, I think some people like to stop at the energy ball and then they're like, okay, I've done that, which it does create all this magic, and then there's still like action that you have to take in the world. It makes it way easier to take the action. But one of my things after I do the energy ball, I love to ask, what can I choose today that will actualize that right away? And then one of the brilliant questions from one of Gary's telecalls that come off Wait and to Create that Simone's been using and I've been using too is, what can I accomplish today? Like just asking that in the morning and not judging what you haven't done or have done, but just what can I accomplish today? And when you start incorporating that with the energy ball and being willing to do anything it takes to also create what you're looking to create, whether it's a business, an amount of money, like a class, a relationship, whatever that is, being like some change in your body, like, but really being willing to take the steps to create it, no matter what it takes. Because that coupled with using the energies that you're pulling into your life is complete magic and so different, like you said, Janice, from what the normal reality is like looking as a way to create things.
That's a huge thing for me too. Thanks, Emily. Since Simone mentioned that what can I accomplish today question, like I used to do my to-do list at the start of the day when I worked in like my normal job, and then I would just judge the hell out of myself because I'd add 5 things to the bottom every day and never, it was just like this growing, and it would just overwhelm me. And now I do still have a to-do list that I'll, write a few things down that I'd really like to accomplish for today, and I look at it and I ask the question, and then at the end of the day I'm so grateful if I can even tick like 2 or 3 things off there, and just enjoy being able to follow the energy rather than it being a strict thing of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I must get through this. And yeah, that question alone has changed so much for me. It's so awesome.
And I don't know if this will be a contribution to anyone, but this is something I've been looking at recently too. Like, I think that comes up with that question is, I'm also always been like a people pleaser. And so when I work on teams or work with people, when someone asks me to do something, I can easily jump at the newest shiny thing that someone and like take forever doing. I could spend a whole day doing busy, like, I don't know if you call it busy, but stuff like that someone's asked me to do, or something that's important for someone else's world, rather than ever asking, a question of like, what would create the most today? Or like, or rather than spending time on something, you have those tasks on your list that are like kind of just things you could do while you're watching TV or whatever, but they need to get done. And then those create more like creative things. And it's so funny because I will still jump at at other things for other people or whatever. It's for the businesses I'm in, but maybe that don't matter as much, rather than being like, okay, but what would create the most today for the business? And maybe it's not jumping at everything that in someone else's world is really important, but actually looking at what do you know about the business and what are you aware of and what could you put your energy in that would create the most? And maybe it's just a half an hour, but I know for me that was like a big shift. And it's kind of being the leader in your own life. It's looking at your whole life, like, right, not just your job or your business, but like in your life, like what could you put energy in the day rather than being on autopilot and responding to all of the input coming in. And I think like during the holidays, there's so much input coming in that you could just kind of go on this like response mode rather than a create mode. So everywhere we're functioning from like response mode rather than creation. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes. Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop,
Yes.
put on those boys and girls. That's been up for me. I don't know if it's up for anyone else, but I thought
No, but it has been. I mean, here's the other thing too. For some people, and for me, it's gotten very quiet at this time of year, and I love that because then I do get more time to go into what is it that I really desire to create. And so I've been quietly creating and doing all these different side projects that I've been knowing it's time for that no one can really get in the way of because they're not there. So it's been really wonderful to look at that and do some of these projects that I've been wanting to create for the future, but there hasn't yet been space for. So how can you use the quiet periods, the lulls, the times where no one seems to be available for you to create those things that only you know will do something for the future? And that way you also don't get bored. And I hate being bored and having this period of the time. Like Christmas can either be really fun or for me it can be really boring because like there's no one to create with because everyone's gone away and is doing something else or doesn't want to look at their computer or whatever. So I'm always going at this time like, right, what else can I create? What else can I institute and add to my life right now that I hadn't even considered? I don't know who that is. That's having a conversation.
I'm looking.
Next, I think it's this person. Nope. I think it's this one. Yes, down there.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, I mean, or not, they're back. We're finding it. Alrighty, well anyway, what else would you guys like out of this quickie, this happy hour, this playtime with Joy of Business? If you and your business could play with anything right now, what would it be?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I have been working with this statement I got off of Facebook actually, and it says, business is about the gorgeous feeling of teetering in the unknown.
I love that.
And I just wondered how that shows up for people. What about the unknown is, keeps you going, should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I, how much work is it going to be, doing that. What do they call it? The balance sheet investment program,
Right.
Where, so that's just something I want to bring up because.
How often does your day go exactly as you thought it was going to? I don't think I've ever had a day that's gone exactly the way I thought it was going to. So would you be willing to function as if you don't know where your business is going to go either?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. That's what it's about. It's getting comfortable with the idea that I don't know and I shouldn't know and I shouldn't plan and I shouldn't, try to project too far out there how things are going to go because that stultifies what's possible.
And that's so different from looking for what you desire to create and what you would like the future to be like. Because if you look at the difference between the two energies, one comes from control, from solidification, from judgment, and the other one is coming from the exploration, the invitation, and the letting of new ideas and new possibilities come in.
Yeah, it's fun for me, but I'm not sure how it's being received, because I'm generating all of this bubbly energy that shows up, and it's like, well, can anybody receive that? You know, am I dreaming?
Okay, well, here's another piece that you might want to add to this is coherence. So coherence is how do I describe this? I'm very tempted to get out the dictionary beside me and see what the actual definition of coherence is. Does anyone have an explanation while I look for this?
Coherence is the binding of chaos in order to create greater.
I like that.
Neither one is supreme to the other. They simply create an expansion beyond what either one could achieve.
Mm-hmm. So Sheila, when you say you don't know who can receive it, who are you talking about? Like your clients, or
the general population out there? You know, people, especially right now, they seem very attracted to home, family. Let's sit down and do the traditional. And here I am going, let's be out there. Let's do more fun things. Let's explore. And they're all like,
so do you need to?
Am I not on their wavelength, or am I not talking to them, or what? You know?
Well, do you need to be received by everyone?
No.
So, I mean, this is where you need to look at what would create more ease for you. Like if you're dealing with someone that's working with like the legalities of your business or clients, so then you want to look and see what coherence you might like to be with them. But as for the general population, if you don't need to be received by them and they don't have any effect on your life and your world, then
well, I think I was thinking a thought that I hadn't said out loud, which is that's why business ends for me at Christmas time, because people go, I gotta go home to my family, I gotta quit thinking, playing, generating, you know, and go into tradition. And I do have to say I hit my head on that wall a couple times this year. So it's very interesting to be in that bubbly energy and think that that's fun, and have them go, well, is it? I want to go home and be with family and be quiet and be ritual and be. So I just want to bring that up because I've run into it a couple times. So
can I say too, like all of the conclusions and the decisions and the judgments and the computations about like your audience or the clients or what people do at Christmas? Can you just
I wondered about that.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pat on the choice boards. They kind of, you know, that recent conversation, the refined judgment conversation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys were on Dane's Facebook Live on Christmas Day. I think it's one of the best, because he really went into depth of the whole conversation. But basically, like when we think we're aware, say of like our client or population, you know, but how much of that awareness is actually a refined judgment? So maybe we think we're aware that that's what they're doing and going, you know, or checking out, but it might be interesting to ask, like, okay, how much refined judgment am I using to create the business or my relationship with my clients am I choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, we just turn and create it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pat on their choice, boys, mans. And you're probably really aware of their refined judgments. You know what I mean? Like as this is all coming up, it's like the more you clear, the more you get aware of it in other people's worlds. And so it can create that weird tweak. And yeah, people do go and they check out and they're with their family, but how can you use it to your advantage?
Yeah, that's kind of the question. Yeah, that's the question I'm really asking is how can I use that to my advantage right now? What do I create with that? Because it's not just energy, so I should be able to create with anything. What can I create with it?
Jackie, I think you're flashing a few dishes. Just so you know, you're on mute.
I love humanoids. Doing dishes, mute yourself. Thank you. But how could you, like, that's just a great question. Is like, how can you use it to your advantage? And what if you can kind of get into their world and be like, what do they require to hear then? So if they're kind of checked out and with family, or, you know, doing what they think this reality does. It's like, what can you, like, rather than trying to present a class or something you have going on, like, what could you email to your list, or could you call people and wish them like a happy new year? Or like, what would actually create more for your business that you've never done before? Like, what's the most chaotic choice you could make that would create the most in your business? And it might look totally different than anything you've done before. That might be what they're willing to receive, which doesn't look like you're wishing they could, like with your business, but what if you could just give them exactly what they're willing to receive that could change everything, you know, but kind of get on their, where they're playing, basically.
Because I'm sure they're playing somewhere. It's just like, I can't, you know, it's like, okay, well, I tried this, I tried that, okay. And, you know, the response does fall offline at Christmas, but it seems like it should be exciting, and sometimes it's not. I just wonder what I'm missing. You know, what am I judging or missing or in refined judgment about that? How do we make all of this part of our family stuff? You know, how do we include all of consciousness and awareness as part of family? Or is that too big a jump? Oh, maybe I should take that.
You need new friends.
And the other thing here, Sheila, is what is now the time for? Like, is it a time to connect with your clients, or is it a time to create something for the future too? Like, what if you didn't rely on the creation of your business was just through other people?
Say more about that.
So if you're saying that your business is all about connecting with your clients, and then your clients suddenly become unavailable because of their choices of what to do at Christmas time, then effectively you now have no business. Or does your business continue to create no matter what your clients are doing or creating, and then you can simply create more because you never shut off from the business?
Where I'm a little low on awareness on what my business is creating at this time. You know.
Oh, so have you started talking to your business?
Yeah, I actually ask, you know, what do you want to create now, this week, today, whatever.
Awesome.
And, you know, I guess maybe that's where I fall into the refined judgment pattern again, because I lose track of what the business is saying because the other voices seem so loud in my head. I don't know how to say that any differently, you know. So it's a little bit of a confusion point for me. That's why I thought I'd ask about it, because it does seem like there's an energy there. There's a powerful energy there. What is it? How do I create with it? You know, what do I? Interesting. I could change this if I was willing to ask enough questions and be out of judgment enough. And, you know,
exactly. And what if you ask?
That's what happens is my head.
Right. And so what if you're asked for your business to be the loudest voice?
Oh.
When you're asking that question, like, it's great. And today is great. It's awesome that you have an awareness here too. Right now, I would like to hear from my business. Because you also get to be in charge of what you hear.
Sure.
And also, like,
go for it.
Are you going to clear that? Go ahead.
I was going to go, and everything that brings up and everywhere that's way too weird a way to run your business, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, nature's ways and beyond.
And Sheila, how aware are you of that point of view? Like, is that yours? Who does that, like, kind of like all I know is the last week, if I didn't have the tool, who does it belong to? Like, I would be crazy. Like, because how many people also have that point of view about their clients and their businesses, and that, you know, like, is it even true? Are you aware of other people's points of view about it? Because I mean, not only when we think about how we're running our business, but also just with even with your clients, like, how much are they functioning in everyone else's worlds too, of like, I must be with family, I must not work, I must not respond to emails, I must not open my email, like, whatever that is. I feel like on every angle, there's just this huge, who does this belong to right now? Because I know I've been waking up like heavier than I've ever woken up before, like the last whole week. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Like, and it's just the more aware you get, the more you tap into everyone else's worlds. And it's really interesting right now during the holidays. And you're also, you know, so it's like, okay. And you're aware of everyone else who has a business, who is also looking at this time. Like, if you're not in retail, then everyone's looking at this time of like, like kind of that freak out mode of no one wants to listen to what I'm saying, or how do I, you know? And it's like, how much of it's even yours? And are you just super aware of the freak out that everyone's going to and all of their judgments and points of view that everyone has about their businesses this time of year? And everything that is, would you like to destroy and uncreate it and return to sender?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, online, short, spoilers, and beyonds.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there anything specific you could clear around taxes in the business? Because it's just like so on me. I've not been able to move. It's like being frozen. I'm getting them.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, joy of taxes is something that Gary Douglas also just did a call on with Dane, and it's in the 102 class as well, just so you know, like it's in the Joy of Business 102 class. But I'm wondering, how much would you rather totally avoid profit than pay taxes? So how much would you rather absolutely destroy, kill, refuse, and otherwise decimate your possibility of profits so you never have to pay a tax?
Okay.
And everything that brings up, can we destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, from good, bad, popsicle, nature, its voice, and beyond. So one of the conversation, I wonder if your question is about taxes or if it's about profit.
Oh, it might be about hiding profit, like
Right.
hide profit.
Right, okay. So this is one of the conversations that is going to be something that we're creating more in 2017, because Simone and I have realized the absolute refusal and unwillingness to look at or create or have a profit in your business.
Yeah.
So how much would you rather create as little as possible or hide as much as possible or otherwise be deemed as unsuccessful as possible so you never have to acknowledge what you could truly create?
Yeah.
And everything that brings up, can we destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, popsicle, nature, its boys and neons.
Yeah, there's something around that piece of making profit and showing up. Like when you're really successful, you're showing up. You're on stage.
One of the things that really came up in the facilitator class in Australia, like Gary asked everyone, well, how relieved are you when no one shows up to your classes? Or no one, and everyone's like, oh, there was so much energy. It's like, how relieved are we? Like and I have totally had that too. Like, oh, thank God everyone canceled today. I don't have to like, what is that? It's so crazy. Like that we go to that relief when we don't create or we don't have to step up. And there's in the 102 manual, there's a great clearing too around like basically it's around creating money, but it comes up through taxes is what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about avoiding taxes and the joy of taxes that keeps you from creating way too much money. And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, all night, choice, boys, and beyond.
You want to run that again?
Yeah. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about avoiding taxes and the joy of taxes that keeps you from creating way too much money? And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond.
How did the question I've had is like I've seen that like the joy of taxes. What is joyful about taxes actually? Other than it proves that you're creating, right? But why is like the idea of taxes as the proof that I've created is just not, I'm like, that's not my thing. I want to do it differently. Is there another way? Is there something else? Can I move to another country where there aren't taxes?
Were you involved in were you involved in creating tax laws? Was that last for that or something?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. So everyone on this call who had anything to do with creating tax laws, can you now own, claim, and acknowledge it and destroy and create everything that is and everything it brings up?
Yes.
Godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
I had a contribution on that also.
Yeah.
It had to do with being a queen in a past life. And then the commoners had to pay me taxes. And there was this energy of me seeing their impoverishment and my queenness. And so I don't know if there's anything in your body that is kind of like repels from that, because if you have it on one, then you have it on the other in another lifetime. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you're making up for it. Because what if taxes didn't even matter? Like you got $1 and you put 10% and you put 20% to that, and then you got 70 cents, and then, you know, your kids wanted food, so you did 20 cents and you had 50 cents. And if you wanted 50 million, it's like, what if it wasn't so vital? Like it didn't matter. I don't think didn't matter is right either. There's all that stuff. I'm self-correcting again, but I just looked at, I tapped into this old queen mentality where people had to pay me taxes, and I didn't like showing up as wealthy. And so I did all these vows to get rid of being wealthy and having and being perceived as having. And so and that was something that I just keep releasing so I can have.
Cool. So everywhere that was part of your reality, are you willing to revert, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, nine shirts, boys, and beyond. And here's the other thing too. Have you acknowledged that taxes are a choice? You don't have to pay your taxes, but have you realized what that choice would create?
Yeah. I'm afraid to know that.
You're laughing about this. That might suggest that you have a joy with taxes. That's not okay. I thought you had a problem with this.
I don't know if I'm laughing or crying, actually.
Yes, hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Bevan.
Hi, if I could just have a comment on taxes.
Of course.
Think we actually give taxes far too much energy. Taxes are really just another business expense. Like we've got to pay our rent, we've got to pay our wages, we pay our taxes. And I think we give our taxes far too much energy. And if we accept it's just a business expense, you provide for it, and it comes like any other business expense.
Yeah.
I love that. Thanks, Bevan is an accountant I know in New Zealand, and I love his point of view about money.
Awesome.
It just makes things brilliant. A friend to me once said that money and business and taxes should just be like part of the furniture. It's just something that you should have, or something you should deal with, or something that you might need to create. It's like you need to go out and buy food. You need to go out and pay your taxes. It could be the exact same energy or lack of energy.
It has that energy, you know, when I've heard Simone talk so much about those phases we go through about having money, like first how she wanted to have money so that she could do good with it. And she talks about this in Getting Out of Debt Joyfully too, right? And I totally had that point of view. Well, I should have money because I would do great things with it and like help people, whatever. It's like, but then you get to the phase of just like, what if you could just have money to have it, just to have it? And kind of like, what if you could just pay taxes just because it's part of, like, you can have the choice to pay them or not, like just losing all significance and being willing to have money just to have it, create a huge business because you can and you're amazing and you're a greater creator than you've ever acknowledged. And so like just to do it without really the significance or the point of view behind it.
And that actually happens to be the very first tool in the new Put the Fun Back in Business class that is coming out around the world. Simone Milasas is going to launch it on the 5th of January, Queensland time. And that is the very first tool. What if you didn't make business significant? So I've had this staring at me on my desk all week now that we've finally got these amazing little booklets, which we're going to have Put the Fun Back in Business facilitators all around the world, and they are going to be sharing these. Emily's is well loved already.
It is. How my books always end up looking. I don't know.
So this is something that is going to be launching in 2017 that we would like to invite you to. So I don't want to take up too much more time because there's a wonderful chaos telecall going on with Gary and Dane in 3 minutes, which I'm so excited about. And I mean, if you enjoyed today, if you love talking to us, this is what Putting the Fun Back in Business is about. This is what joy of business is about. So what if you added joy of business, putting the fun back in business into your life in the next year? What if you became a facilitator, did a class, came on the telecall? I've so loved hanging out with you all this morning. The happy hour this morning for me was 9 a.m. starting work time, and it's been all different time zones all over the world. So,
Hey,
thank you
Rebecca,
for
before we
joining
get
us.
one thing,
Yeah.
because someone on the team knows this, because I don't know it. What's if they want it? So if you want to join Simone on that 2-day class, right? Until the 30th, it's 40% off, which makes it like maybe $100.
$100.
Yeah, and there's a link that you can go to, and I don't know the short link.
I know the short link. I don't know the code. The short link is put the fun back. So access Joy of Business / put the fun back. I'm trying to find what the code is.
And you can go to our.
Do you know what? If you go to the Joy of Business Facebook page, we're going to put another post up that shows how to get on that call and the code to get the 40% off, because we'd love it if you joined us. It's going to be so much fun. And I just love what Simone has to say about this too. I mean, it's been such a joy to put this workbook together. And like some of these things in here are truly funny that we've put in here. So it's this cute little thing just to have by you to remind you to put the fun back in your business. So 1 minute to get on the Chaos Telecall. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Around the world.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Much fun.
Bye.